Hello everyone, watch this review here where they look at the Heroclix Frost Giant, part of the giant-sized X-Men series. Although what a Frost Giant has to do with X-Men, I will never know. I mean, granted, they've probably visited the Asgardian realms at some point. I mean, everybody else has, but Frost Giant's not the first thing I associate with the X-Men franchise. Now, I don't really play Heroclix, but probably mentioned that before as well. But I do enjoy some of the sculpts and the various designs of these. I absolutely love the Fin Fang Foom, that giant size one I picked up. And I got that one for a bargain. Guess what? Also got this one for a really crazy deal. I was in my local Toys R Us. This was the last one on the shelf. A lot of other stuff was sort of in clearance area, so I go over there. I scan the thing in the price checker. Guess how much this is? Come on, just guess. I obviously won't hear your guess, but just pretend for 1 second that I'm in the room listening right now. And you'll probably be wrong, because I got it for 30 cents. I mean, wow. Crazy price, huh? Absolute bargain. Could not turn this down. Even if it's like a few bucks, I would still pick this up, but no chance I'd pass on anything that cheap. At any rate, this series, which might have been a Toys R Us exclusive, I'm not 100% sure. Is that showing it properly? Yeah. Basically took some of the oversized figures that they previously released and they made some modifications to them. I think they have different dials, like the point values are different on these. And then the actual sculpts have something different with them. Like in the case of Onslaught, the previous version was a solid color one. This is a translucent red. I think it might even have like little Charles Xavier in the center of it. I can't remember. I saw it in stores. I was considering buying it, and I wound up just getting the actual normal one with the sort of solid color, because that's the deco I really prefer. I really wish we would have gotten a Marvel Legends version of that character. He's probably right up there on my list of wants. I think Toy Biz just did the sort of normal sort of figure for it. Nowhere near as cool, but then of course Toy Biz did the Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure version for his alternate form, which is a pretty cool looking figure. I just love that sort of helmeted look. But the series had several Sentinels in it, which of course are very big X-Men villains, as well as Nemesis, the Frost Giant, as you see here, Onslaught, and there's one other who's can't remember. It's probably not important. But yeah, hold on a second until I'll get them out packed and we'll have a closer look at the sculpt. By the way, I actually found the receipt. As you can see, it was just 30 cents. I'm not incorrectly remembering it. It was actually that cheap. Which again, completely crazy. Now, while they refer to him as a Frost Giant on the outer package, the card on the inside calls him a Frost Warrior. Now, I sort of remember the cards for Heroclix just being one piece, but I guess for oversized figures, maybe they have a sort of fold-out, but there's a bunch of gamey information here, which is great for playing the game, but won't probably ever play it, so probably save it just in case I ever do get into that. But the sculpting on this is pretty neat. I mean, in general, Heroclix's sculpting's kind of iffy on like the really small figures, but as the figures get larger, the intricacy, just keep stumbling on that word, gets a lot better. You get a lot more detail. And just the overall quality is a hell of a lot cooler. So it's sort of great. Very simple paint scheme. You'll notice it's mostly just a gray, then the blues, and it's mostly just solid colors. There's no sort of shading or anything, which I think kind of works. A simple palette for a monster like this, no complaints there. Gives it a sort of greater level of contrast and everything. Nothing sort of blurs. The mace, however, looks kind of weird because I guess it's just a gray that's a few shades lighter than the bluish body. But from a distance under some lightings, it looks like it's the same color, which gives it a sort of cheap look. But hey, whatever. It's not a big thing. Now, I don't have any Marvel figures. Well, I do have some Marvel Heroclix, I just can't find them, so I'll just quickly bring into DC. As far as I'm aware, these systems are all sort of cross-compatible anyway, but just to give you an idea of scale. Yeah, size comparison, as it were. So yeah, he totally towers over her. It's pretty huge. I imagine like the stats also sort of represented. I think he's probably like a very high point character. Yeah, he's either a 250 or 100. I think it's one the giant sized ones you can either play him under 2-point values, whereas this Raven here is only a 81 pointer. I can't remember if red is for, because there are 3 levels or 3 classes for each figure. I think red's probably the strongest one, and there's yellow and a blue. I have no idea. It's just what I'm trying to remember. And again, never played the game, never really had an inkling to. Although I guess, now that I have a sort of closer hobby sword and everything, I could possibly just try things out. Sort of intrigued or what have you. And hey, sometimes it's good to sort of try out new things, test the waters, see if this sort of stuff does or doesn't work. At any rate, this has been a look at the Heroclix Frost Giant, or Frost Warrior, an oversized figure which may or may not have been a Toys R Us exclusive, and you may or may not be able to still find it in clearance in locations. I picked this up several months ago, but Toys R Us is still running a really crazy clearance these days, and it's just getting cheaper and cheaper for all the stuff, so I imagine I'll be picking up just a lot of absolute junk by the end because it's really cheap. Because I have a really bad tendency just to buy random stuff when it's just a really great price. What can you do, though? Till next time, folks.